Alright. We're back. Should be at least. What's up? I don't know what the hell is happening. What? Reporting for duty. What's up? God, yeah, and this might be really disappointing to look at, but this was all that was recovered. Everyone, you watched me do all that progress, and it's just gone now, so that's cool. We're gonna start over. Woo! Welcome to the, life and times of being a digital artist. I have to find the thing I was using as reference again. Hang on. I think this was it. Was it this page? No. Definitely not that page. It does have autosave features. That's just what was restored after I loaded back up. Because sometimes it will save everything. It just depends on like when the last autosave was. I think there is a way to where I can tool them to be more frequent though. Oh, that's not a bad idea, but I also have all the colors I need right here too. Yeah, it's really annoying how that keeps happening. And this time I know for a fact it wasn't because I was using the VTube model. So it's gotta be some kind of bigger memory leak. Oh, what's up, Zachy? Yeah, we're back. We lost a lot of progress, but we're back. At least I can fix the hair a little bit more efficiently. Oops. I have actually tried restarting the computer before stream, and that still doesn't work. Although I bet if I did it a little bit more frequently, maybe that would help gauge it if it is working or not. Because I did it for like a week, and then I saw I wasn't getting any results, and then I was like, alright, well this isn't working. But maybe if I like... I also have a bad habit with not turning my computer off. I just think that came from like being a kid and like, you know, having a GameCube with no memory card. You just kind of become comfortable with leaving things on or else. But But yeah, I don't shut my computer down as often as I probably should. And it's getting older, so it might just be for the best I do that a little bit more often. I wouldn't be surprised if my beast was having memory issues in general. Turn on my computer every... Yeah, leaving my computer on is probably not the best habit. Oh, it didn't even save this. That's crazy. That, you know, or I might even experiment drawing in like other art programs on stream, and because I wonder if clip paint is also a part of the problem. Because clip paint does have takes up a lot of memory. Okay, well now that's fixed. A stream bot. Yeah, that'd be funny. A stream bot that just screams at me to hit the control S button. My computer is also just really old, too. Definitely, the Ko-Fi goal is there for a reason. I need to get a new PC, especially if I'm going to keep streaming. Which, thank you, by the way. You helped move that forward a little bit this month. I really appreciate that, Crash. Everyone, I'm gonna do this every time you pay for my art. Everyone needs to go subscribe to Crash, or I steal your lunch money. It's lunch money, or you subscribe to Crash. Come on, what's gonna be, guys? No, but really, I really appreciate the support. It helps out a lot. Hmm? Oh, that's awesome. You want to do... I'd be cool with that, yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you. My husband just bought dinner, guys. Sorry. You did what? Oh, you bought dinner in the butt. Okay, yeah. Just wanted to make sure you said, yeah. uh... You have paid chatters. Yeah. Not just paid chatters, bullied and paid. Well, Tails just fell off my desk at the correct time. He couldn't handle the bullying, it was too much for him. And then I go down here. Cool. Oh yeah, and I saw your message too, Crash. If you don't want me to start on the commission tonight, I can literally wait. It doesn't matter. I'm so used to the way that a lot of people are, where when they commission something from you, they expect it to be done like immediately. So yeah, no worries. I'll just take a breather on that. It's the same thing with like my day job, you know. It's like, bro, what do you expect? You come into the bagel place and you expect 13 of a specialty bagel to be available all in the same day. That is also called Bagel Monday, where bagels just don't stay on the shelf at all that day. And you want 13 of your special bagel right then and there, and you're gonna get mad that we don't have it. Yeah, no, that's cool. Appreciate that. I call that Tails landed side up. Um, yeah, he landed like right side up. Why isn't the Bagel Meister psychic for me? I know, right? No, and I swear too, it's always like at the same people that come in and they want their dozen, and then they shock Pikachu face when we don't have it, and we have to tell them, hey, yeah, you can just call. You can literally just call the store, and we'll make them for you, and they'll be ready when you get here. But no, you come in and you pull this bullshit every fucking Monday. I'm sick of it, Susan. There's no one actually named Susan that comes in. I just made that up. I'm sick of your shit, Linda. Alright, well, you know what? I really can't complain too much. We kind of caught right back up again. That didn't take long at all, now did it? Now let me just make sure I save these both today. And she didn't get a muffin for breakfast, and the clerk tried to give her a cupcake. Aww. See, no, that's actually more justified. If you go to the counter and you ask for a muffin, someone gives you a cupcake. It's like, this is not what I wanted. That's a little more justified. Yippee! I'm gonna go with purple. I'm gonna see where the purple just takes us, honestly. What? What if it was purple? I'm not gonna lie, I've not sat through a lot of Eric Andre's like actual catalog. I just know him through like the good bits and occasional episodes I sat through while watching Adult Swim. Everyone remembers Who Killed Hannibal. That one's classic. It'd be the only reason I learned of the let me in. I I learned about that from a Vine Sauce meme of all things because it was a corruption Vinny did of Symphony of the Night where Alucard just got locked out of the castle and he just sat there at the base. He was like, "Let me in." It is still very entertaining. It's just classic Adult Swim nonsense. I I mean, there are a lot of Adult Swim projects that are like that, though. Especially, like, ones that are just more out there. Speaking of which, I finished Smiling Friends, and I'm really sad it's over. But I thought the ending was actually really... I thought everything was really well done. The last two episodes were really good. The multimedia aspect of the show is just always going to be so alluring. Like, they did such a good job just blending every style together. And they somehow made it just work for, like, actual primetime TV. It's really, really good show. I just hope to see them do more stuff in the future. Uh, I mean, to be honest, like, experiencing Smiling Friends from start to finish, it's just a sensory overload trip. It's a fun one, but you gotta be ready for something like that. And my husband and I were talking about earlier today, or like one of our favorite episodes, the Spamtopia episode. And that one is just super, like, sensory overload to, like, the ceiling and back. There's a lot of good visual gags in that one. Favorite internet personality is SF. SF is peak. Yeah, yeah. No, there's just several moments too where you're sitting there and you're watching Smiling Friends, and this just random, the show that, like, you feel like is just a haha loud equal funny show suddenly gets extremely real, and it makes you actually think about things in your real life. You're like, huh, am I doing something wrong? Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about Charlie is, like, and man, especially, like, honestly, if you watch the last episode, a lot of things start to make sense all at once, and it's like Charlie's just kind of like a dude, like you said, like he's not like trying to be like a super good person or anything. He's just kind of like doing his job and hanging out with his friend. And I feel like everyone's characterized in a really human way. Like, even Pym has, like, the flaws of, like, someone that, like, wants to just constantly see good in the world, and they're always just being disappointed by how constantly not good the world is. And Alan is just peak autism representation. We love Alan in this house. Even if the cadence in his voice reminds me of my sister sometimes. log cabin that one time. Hey man, they're just being bros. You know, they're just broing it out. What's wrong with bros eating crumbs off of each other? The Mother Nature episode was also a really entertaining one. I liked the claymation in that episode. It's one of, that's so funny. That's one of the only ones you've seen in full. And then the final episode does just leave you questioning at the end of the day. Is Alan gay, or is he just somewhere in the middle? No, and honestly, like, sometimes when Charlie goes off, he really is just being real. Like, if you really listen to what he's saying, you're like, damn, yeah, actually, bro. Go off. This is kind of dumb and lame. No, I think they make Charlie, like, a really good middleman, because he's not trying to, like, do the most good in the world ever, but, like, he's not a super heinous dude. He's literally just trying to, like, work his job and get by. The Smoogles episode's also really good, especially if you grew up watching the original Smurfs. The Smoogles episode's fucking awesome. Especially the end where they all get to go to the WOAH. Yeah, like I was saying, it's gonna be really sad to see that there's no more Smiling Friends coming out. But at the same time, I like the way that they chose to end things where, like, it seems like they have left the door open, so if they really want to come back, they can. But I mean, yeah, you know what? If you've run out of ideas for something that you've, like, poured, like, a good, you know, partial decade of your life into, then, like, yeah, man, you can step away. I think that's totally fair if you don't have any more ideas, you know. It would take a good while before I sat down and was like, okay, I'm out of ideas with Coda's world, but that's also partly because I have so many that I've yet to be able to fully execute. So I don't know. I feel like once I'm in the seat and I get going, I'm not gonna want to stop for a while, but I do have a end game in mind. Yeah, exactly. Because even like something like Rick and Morty, which I still do enjoy from time to time, like the newer season, the newer episodes, like they don't feel the same, and I don't even think that's because the original creator isn't there anymore. I think that's just more or less like they've just run through the gauntlet of like all their ideas. That, and also like the way that they pace the more serious like stories and ideas along with like the main show has kind of just been a little watery and a little dog shit so far. like like I said, I like Rick and Morty, but like I just think the pacing is just super off for some beats of the show. It's like season 3 was mostly like, about the whole divorce arc, this, that, and the other. And then obviously at the end, the divorce doesn't end up happening. But then, like, we skip on to season 4, and I feel like less plot happens in season 4 than, like, any of the season of show. Like, most of 4 just feels like filler, to be honest. That's not to say 4 has some good episodes, but like I didn't understand where it was all leading to. And yeah, and then 5 just jumps right back into like the actual plot that's happening in the background. It's like, geez, guys, can we get some consistency in the room? Yeah, yeah, Rick's character growth is also just one of those I don't know, it's just one of those like weird pendulums where like it swings around like, oh yep, here it is. Oh, and there it goes. It's like nothing ever happened. And like a part of that you could almost excuse is like, well, he's just regressing because he's an old man, he's stubborn to change, but that's also not really shown well in the show itself either. Um I would feel like the character growth on Rick has been more consistent as of like the most recent season. But even then, he's just kind of still acting like the same old Rick. He's just a little less trigger happy to like abandon everyone now. Yeah, I would say like if you wanted to start with Rick and Morty, like the first 3 seasons are a pretty good place to just kind of like enjoy it for what it is, and if you wanted to stop there, it's not like you would be missing out on like what happens. There are conclusions to a lot of the plot lines, but like there is a lot of filler that happens and a lot of like, well, that doesn't make sense type decisions being made. I don't know. It is a fun show, but I feel like a lot of its spirit has just kind of been like drained away over the years. And I'm just happy to also just to see like Smiling Friends not end up on the same ship. Lets me know that creators are actually learning from each other. Yeah, that's also the thing with Rick and Morty is like I feel like you also already have to be like a fan of like deeper Adult Swim comedy to begin with. Because it does get very raunchy and cynical in some places. Honestly, Futurama can fall into like a lot of the same pitfalls that Rick and Morty does, but like it does handle its material differently. Uh, uh, what does ATHF stand for? I feel stupid right now. You know, maybe Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Oh, duh. I was trying to figure out in my head which Adult Swim show that was. I feel stupid. Yeah, no, Aqua Teen. Aqua Teen is meant for a very specific type of crowd. Specifically, the type of crowd that's like up at 2 a.m. taking consistent Bon rips in between playing Morrowind all night. That's the type of crowd Aqua Teen Hunger Force is made for. There's still like enjoyment. There's still enjoyment to get out of it, though. That's for sure. The funny thing about that is how like, cause like I grew up watching Aqua Teen, but like I didn't try a marijuana. I didn't try a weed until I was like 18. So like I pretty much got all of the enjoyment I needed out of the show without getting stoned, and then I realized it's actually better when you do. A lot of Adult Swim actually is very eye-opening once you have that type of experience. I'm pretty sure they even made fun of like the whole like the stoner viewer stereotype in like a Family Guy episode. Where like in a cutaway, some guy has his friend over, and he's like, "Yeah, well, I always invite you over anyway, even though you knock over the Bon." And then later in the same episode, he actually ends up knocking over the Bon. I'm just saying, Adult Swim really opens up into a whole like, oh man, these people, you're meant to watch this while smoking a lot of weed, aren't you? But it's also good too, like when you can get the same experience without that type of we'll say sensory experience. I don't know. I couldn't find another word for experience. That's probably why, like, I, I could not get into 12-ounce mouse when I tried to watch it originally when I was like a younger teenager. And I'll be completely honest, it's because the show looks awful. The animation style is completely awful. But, um, I've opened up to it a little bit more, and like every time my husband talks about it, who's an actual fan of it, I realized that I was a very stubborn little idiot that didn't want to watch the show because it didn't look good. It's actually quite entertaining if you give it a chance. But it's also one of those things I feel like it's not for everyone and can be hard to sit through. And especially, again, I didn't fully understand that I was supposed to actually be inebriated while watching this television program. Never heard of 12-ounce mouse. That makes sense. It's like, it's not as well known or beloved, I'd say, as a lot of Adult Swim shows, but it's up there, and it is well remembered. They actually just referenced it in the new Smiling Friends. I can I find this real quick? Let me just show you what this show looks like so you understand what 15-year-old me was thinking. This is You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna copy and paste this two screenshots. Here's this one. And this one. That's what this show looks like on a good day. And none of it feels like you're actually watching a show. Nothing feels real about it when you're watching it. But you know what? It is really funny. I feel like it is really funny, and I misjudged it horrifically when I was younger. It's just hard to watch more than one episode at a time. I've heard before the creator of Conjun House took some inspiration from 12 Ounce Mouse, and that would make sense, honestly. I would believe that. "12-year-old artist core." What, really?
Yeah, he's been here for 20 minutes.
The fuck?
He's just been sitting at the fucking front door of BJ's. If I had a car, I'd go whip ass. If I had a car, I would have picked it up.
That's absurd.
He's parked at the front door. He's been parked for 20 minutes. How many times I've called his phone?
Jesus Christ, dude.
Hangs right up. And the only other place that it tells me, that's the first time I've ever seen that. That's the first time I've seen it in 20 minutes.
Wow. I wonder if he was like, I got stopping to get my gas at BJ's and was just stuck there.
This is just their thing. He's calling me in Jersey Mike.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let me mute for a second.
So, have you guys been able to...
Yeah, give me my husband just a few seconds. We're in a chat here. Okay. I gotta go downstairs. Our food actually finally got here. Alright, guys, food is secured. We are good. DoorDasher did not steal our food. Uh, he was just running errands, I guess. Weird as fuck. But I'm gonna put this on an official BRB here and eat some food, and then I'll be back. Hopefully everyone just enjoys the tunes until then. Hello! Hello! I'm alive! Is anyone else alive? I see a lot of people left chat while I was eating. I'll forgive you this time, that's okay. The food was good. Just sucks when DoorDash drivers do quirky things. It's nice to see it finish most of the shading over here. See, we've got about, because I started a little late, we got about 20 more minutes on the docket. It's enough time to get through some more shading here.